Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be making a heater out of flower pots and candles, something small that can sit on the end of a workbench or desk and keep your hands warm in those cold winter months. For this we're going to be using a 6.5-inch flower pot with a hole in the bottom, a 9-inch flower pot with a hole in the bottom, an M6 bolt, 4 penny washers and 3 nuts. We're also using flower pot feet and 4 tea lights. They're called penny washers because they are about the same size as an old English penny, and yes, that is King George V, and the date on the coin is 1936. So first of all, we'll take the large flower pot and turn it upside down. We put a penny washer over the hole, covering it completely, and then put a bolt through the middle. Holding the bolt, we'll just turn it upside down and relocate the central bolt. Throw another penny washer over the top, followed by a nut. And we're only going to be tightening this hand tight or finger tight. We're not going to be using any tools because the metal and ceramic will heat independently. So if you tighten it too much, you may find the ceramic cracks. Throw on the third penny washer, followed by the smaller of the 2 flower pots. One has to fit inside the other. We'll just hold it for stability while we put on the last washer. And one more nut. At that point it's pretty much good to go, but I like having a second nut there just to act as a little lock. Now you'll need something for the candles to go on, and in this instance I'm using a ceramic plate. Put the flower pot feet around the outside. 3 flower pot feet means the flower pots won't rock and roll around once you get them on a desk. And then the candles on the middle. Turn the whole thing upside down, and that's it. One completed flower pot heater. If you don't have a spare plate, or a plate of the right size, you can use ceramic or slate tiles instead. I'm using slate tiles here because it's what I have handy. Light all 4 candles, or 5 if you need a little extra warmth. Then carefully put the flower pots over the top. It'll take about an hour to get up to temperature. Once it does, I found the side reaches between 60 and 70 degrees Celsius. While the top reaches between 80 and 100 degrees Celsius. So just a couple of notes. Tea lights have an energy output of between 32 and 33.5 watts. 4 of them combined will give you between 128 and 134 watts of energy. Tea lights also run on paraffin wax, which was a way of lighting homes in the olden days. So your grandparents or great-grandparents may have used something like Esso Blue, paraffin, in paraffin lamps in their homes. It's not likely to cause any problems, but you may wish to have some ventilation in the room if you are using a candle heater. And as for anything with an open flame, it shouldn't be left unsupervised. Well, thank you for joining me on this build. It has been an interesting one, and the little heater genuinely sits on the end of my desk. I live in the English countryside, and during the winter it can get very cold, so it's nice to have a little heat within arm's reach. I know this is primarily a gaming channel, but if you'd like to support the video, you can just leave a little like. If you want to support the channel, consider subscribing, and if you want notifications, you can click the little bell. Or not. You don't need to click the bell, you can be subscribed and never have notifications, but I tell you what, I'll catch you next time.